All right, JAG University, got episode 4, ramping up in the second semester here. Loss runs, right? Why loss runs matter. It's funny how most business owners aren't actually asking for the information, understand why they should have the information. This whole like narrative of like, I'm almost intimidated or scared to ask their agent why, because the assumption is if I ask for it, I'm shopping on insurance.
Exactly. And that's the biggest key there. It's that kind of context, is because all of a sudden you care about this document that you weren't even able to tell me what it was yesterday. Where is that coming from?
Right.
It's probably coming from another agent that's telling you they need those loss runs in order to get a quote to compete with what the current agent is providing them, right?
Yep.
So what's the way around that? Well, first off, why loss runs are important just to have in general. Loss runs are your credit score, your credit report for insurance.
Sure.
What it does is it details every single year you've had that type of insurance with that company, lists the policy numbers and the dates, and shows the claim activity. So if you show 5 years of clean loss runs that have no claims, it shows all the carriers, it's all verifiable, it's like an official document from the insurance company. An underwriter can pick that up, look at it, and say, this is a good account. This is something that's not likely to have a claim. I'm going to give my preferred pricing. I'm going to, fight for this account because these loss runs are clean. Having clean loss runs is your gateway to the best insurance that you can get.
It tells a story. Everybody has a good website, right? Every agent has the best account. Everybody has the best run business. Now, the truth is that kind of eliminates that gray area, good or bad. If you have losses, which everybody is going to have a loss, that's why we have insurance. If there were no losses, nobody bought insurance, right? But we can look at two things, right? We're able to break down, identify whether it's frequency, severity. It tells a story.
Yeah.
And not being able on the carrier side, right? If you're not able to kind of procure and deliver that information, what's it say? The assumption is you're hiding something. And most of the times is your agent isn't being forthcoming. Loss runs, and we do a little bit different here where we produce it, right? On a quarterly basis, semi-annually, annual basis. That information tells the whole story. It's kind of a partnership you should have. You shouldn't have any sort of hesitation of asking for that because there could be things that are reported without your knowledge, right? Direct to the carrier. Claims that are open. How many times do you see claims that are open that just, it's the adjusters hired by a third-party TPA have kind of moved on and things haven't happened.
Yeah, exactly. So having the loss runs should just be a part of your business management already. It shouldn't just be an avenue or a document that you use to shop your insurance. Yes, it's used to shop insurance. Yes, it's used for agents to present accounts to carriers.
And by the way, those loss runs are your information as a business owner.
They're your information. Exactly.
Everybody thinks like the agents own and they control it. No, you have every right to ask for that information.
Exactly. And right now, the easiest avenue to obtain loss runs is to ask your agent for it. So now, if you're a client who regularly is requesting copies of their loss history in order to analyze and improve the risk management, to look for trends in workers' comp injuries, for example, let's say, we have a lot of back injuries from lifting. We need to institute a safety program. Slip and falls.
Correct.
We need to make sure we have signs up. We need to make sure we're mopping at different hours. Anything like that, or if you have a lot of water damage claims in our properties, hey, we need to evaluate what we're doing with the plumbing situation here. It's that's something that you can use as a tool to help your business run more efficiently, more safely. But if you've never brought up that loss history in a million years, and then all of a sudden 3 weeks before your renewal date or 2 weeks before your renewal date,
the agent, red flags.
You ask this agent
911
for the loss runs, and you don't even say it right. You're like, loss runs report, like you've never even said that word out loud before. Yeah, they're going to 100% assume off the bat that you're shopping them out and that you've found a good quote, but that other agent can't release it to you without getting those loss runs to the carrier so they can verify that it's a clean account.
And to be clear, ordering and asking for loss runs should not be a difficult process.
It shouldn't.
What do you think the max? 24, 48 hours to get it?
Yeah.
72 if it's...
Your agent sends an email to the insurance company, and they send them back in a day or two.
The process seems to be dragged on. And that, I think, look, the truth is if you're worried about asking your agent for loss runs, do you really trust your agent?
Yeah. That's
it's your information, right? Like it's information you should have already, number one. Number two, where's that trust and rapport?
Yeah, it's totally, a bad sign if your agent is unwilling to give you their loss runs.
We've had, it happens every week, situations where we're trying to help and a new client look out, trying to procure an insurance policy. And because their agent's being non-responsive, which is kind of egg on their face, right? We're having to kind of jump through loopholes, calling carriers directly, going through back channels, which Believe it or not, it can be done. Is it more efficient? No, but it can be done. The point is that loss history is your information as a business owner, and you have the right to ask for it however proactive you want to be in your risk management side, whether it's quarterly, 6 months, a year. You need to be asking that.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to be kind of proactive and get that information because, like you said it best. As far as buying an insurance policy or getting a new insurance policy, that is your credit score, and there are mistakes that are on there. How many times do we catch that?
All the time.
Claims reported by a third party. I get it. Now people understand that claims department is separate from the underwriting department. So sometimes now more than ever, the third party claims are managing it, and that flow of information doesn't come through. So this is just something, a proactive, a kind of course of doing business. You should be asking for your loss history at least on an annual basis as a business owner.
Yeah, what I would recommend is when you start the renewal process with your agency, you always just make sure you get a copy of the loss history along with the quote. And just say, I expect to have my year's loss runs and all the prior years updated, because that's another thing as well. Claims can come up over time. So let's say right now it's 2020. You want to get a 2017 loss run that's generated in 2020. So you can see if those claims have grown or if those open claims have since been closed or what's happened. So you don't only need the last year. You need all the previous years updated to the current date every single year. Okay, you're getting your renewal quote from your insurance agent. You tell them, make sure you include all the loss runs for every year of insurance that I've had with your agency as well. And you ask for it every single year. So if you're in the event where you do really want to switch representation, you have this document in hand already, and you don't need to go through this whole process of
it's so
talking
funny.
them into it and like making, I'm not shopping you, I just want it. And they know you're shopping them, and it's weird, it's awkward. And then if you don't switch and you stay with the same guy, now they're
how does that
to
feel?
be on eggshells around you forever.
How does that feel, right?
Because they think you tried to fire them.
I mean, well, the truth is, like, that is your information.
It's yours.
And if you're going to hold your client back from getting that info and you're going to kind of like slow play it, delay it, act like you can't get it, what to say about you as an agent? Like, we've never done that. I'll never do that. No. I mean, that is kind of like the red flag. If your agent is not giving you loss runs in 48, 72 hours, they are scrambling.
Yeah.
So
and they're trying to buy time. They're trying to ruin the other guy's chances of getting something competitive, run out the clock. It's an underhanded tactic for people who don't have actually good business practices, knowledge, relationships, you name it. But ultimately, that's where you want to be. Get the loss runs every single year. Make sure you get every year of loss runs that's been with the agency that you're contacting. So if you've been with them 5 years, say I need 5 years of these loss runs currently valued, which is insurance language for dated today and updated report.
Up to dated history.
And if you have a larger operation with, let's say you have a lot of vehicles or you have a lot of employees on workers' comp, there's going to be claims on there. So it's going to have information that'll help you break down what's going on and improve risk management and safety. So it's just good for you to have. So just every time you're renewing, ask for all the years of loss runs up front. And then in the event, if you want to switch to a different agency, they're not going to be conditioned.
Right.
They're not going to be aware that they're being shopped.
I mean, JAG University, let's recap episode 4. Loss runs, you own them, you control them. You need to have them.
Yeah.
As a consumer, as a business owner, by you having the loss runs, you're actually in control of your procurement process.
Yeah.
If you don't trust your agent, go somewhere else. If your agent's not giving you loss runs, you should fire them.
If you have a large account, let's say it's a large building or big company, you name it, you are not getting that written without loss runs.
No, nobody.
Another agent is not going to be able to get you a quote without loss
I
runs.
mean, it's just like, if you were lending money, would you ask somebody what their credit score is?
Exactly.
It's the same concept. I mean, get your loss runs. It's not a bad word. It's the level of doing business. It's a constant. I mean, it's the normal course of doing business. Ask your agent. If you're not getting them, they're delaying it. Red flags. Call somebody. Call JAG. Call Kevin. Call me. Call us. We'll do it together. We'll co-broker the account. But JAG University episode 4. Get your loss runs. That's your claims history
every year.